Despicable Me: The Rise of Gru. Yes, I know this has Minions in the title, but it feels more like a Despicable Me prequel than a Minions sequel, despite being both. And for good reason. This movie got delayed 2 years since 2020, the news of its delay came out April 1, 2020. Which, no joke, I thought was an April Fool's joke and couldn't believe my eyes when it turned out to be true, and got very sad. Then nearly a year later it got delayed to July 1, 2022, and just when I thought they were going to delay it again, the trailer came out and I was so happy. And in July 2022, it was time for me to rise. It's me, Luigi Marinus Gaming, and I was just talking about the delays for this movie, but now I will review Minions: The Rise of Gru. In the 1970s, young Gru tries to join a group of supervillains called the Vicious Six after they oust their leader, the legendary fighter Wild Knuckles. When the interview turns disastrous, Gru and his minions go on the run with the Vicious Six hot on their tails. Luckily, he finds an unlikely source for guidance, Wild Knuckles himself, and soon discovers that even bad guys need a little help from their friends. This summary doesn't really say a lot, and in the movie itself there's a lot more you could find. So Gru and his minions go on some villainous shenanigans, but then Gru gets invited for an interview to join the Vicious Six. When it doesn't go well, Gru steals their Zodiac Stone, and while escaping he gives the stone to the new minion Otto. Otto accidentally trades the stone with a pet rock, which causes the minions to get fired and go on their own mission to get back the stone. Gru gets kidnapped by Wild Knuckles, so Kevin Stewart and Bob go to save Gru. Otto is on his side plot to find the stone. With all the craziness this movie contains, it almost makes it genius, even great, but there are some criticisms with the story, and that is the fact that Gru should have gotten more screen time. While the minion madness is fun, I still wish Gru got more screen time. Even with all its craziness, the film also supplies tons of heart. Even without the girls, Gru still has some great bonding with the minions and is kinda like a father figure to them. I also loved the 70s aesthetics. The movie had great animation that shined especially in the third act. It uses the cartoonish illumination animation but makes it look especially good. And the characters were also very memorable, like Gru's character arc and his bond with Wild Knuckles is very wholesome and heartwarming. The minions had great scenes too, and my favorite character is Otto, despite him not getting much screen time. Another character I like is the Kung Fu Master for the minions. There's also the Vicious Six. Their screen time is limited to make enough room for everyone else, and the climax, which was kinda spoiled in the trailer, but it was still cool to see. What I also liked here was the cameos to previous Despicable Me movies. Even though there was a Vector cameo that didn't really tie in well, but there were other cameos to look out for. Like Dr. Nefarious, which I really liked. But overall, this is a movie that fans of the Despicable Me movies will enjoy, and even people who aren't that familiar with Minions can still enjoy it. It was worth the 2-year-long wait. It's not the best from Illumination, but it's still very close. And even then, while Despicable Me: The Rise of Gru isn't as good as The Bad Guys or Lightyear, I still think it's better than Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and Turning Red. It's my favorite of the Despicable Me and Minions movies, and on a scale from 1 to 10 I'd give it a 10, but not a perfect one due to some small flaws I mentioned. But it's a very fun movie. I'm maybe even excited to see Illumination's next movie in 2023, the Mario movie, while we're all patient for it.